I said we back. Come on. Charlo versus Castano looks like it is moving from the reported February, pushed back a month to March, but the fight is still a-coming. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Listen, if you want to become part of the gang, smash the like button. 2022 is up. Let's get it. I'm so ready. Now, I'm happy to report that the fight is still on track. Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano. Unification for Undisputed. Another crack at it. Now, the two met last year, and let me tell you, if you didn't watch the fight, you definitely need to. It's like there's certain movies where they do a sequel, and it's not pertinent that you watch the first movie before you see the sequel. This is not one of those movies. This is one of those movies where you got to watch the first storyline and the first movie to really grasp what you're in for. And I think it's an amazing fight, and I'm all about that. 2022, let's get it, let's work. We have a very meaningful fight. That's to me, this is the top candor when you have a fight where it's both action-packed but also meaningful. I mean, this is boxing. This is what makes the sport a great sport. Sometimes you see an action fight, but it's really meaningless in the division. This is not one of those times. I think the first fight was a fight of the year contender, maybe only to be beaten by Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Some people maybe even put this fight over that fight. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comment section. But either way, it was a fun fight, fun ordeal. Both guys hurt each other. And they both, I think Charlo hurt Castano more. And I'm looking forward to it. Now they're pushing it back to March. I don't know why, but they're supposed to do the fight in Houston. Maybe the logistics make a little bit more sense, having a little extra time to prepare. But nonetheless, it's an amazing fight for boxing fans. So stay tuned to the channel for the latest and greatest as I kick to you the facts and talk about great fights like this. Let's make this an amazing year. And last year was definitely fun, and it even ended on a good note. I think we have a chance to maybe even top that year or get just an equally good year. Now, I'd be remiss to not talk about this. I have to talk about this. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people with old media that owe Jermell Charlo an apology because they claimed after such a tough fight where some people even thought Castano won. I think Canelo Alvarez called Brian Castano. It's funny how Canelo calls select people to wish him well on their fights or tell him he thinks they won, but you only see him do it to Latino fighters. But some people thought Castano won, some people thought Jermell won, some people liked the actual call, which was a draw, so both guys retained their belts. Now this is a chance to settle the score. Jermell Charlo is deserving of a lot of credit, and old media looks foolish yet again because I remember seeing several comments after such a grueling and tough fight where people claimed it was a robbery and some claimed that Castano should have won. Like, this is always the case when it comes to a black fighter versus a non-black fighter in a close fight. Look at Jermell Charlo Castano. See Brandon Figueroa versus Fulton. See Mayweather versus Castillo. See Mayweather versus Maidana. See Andre Ward versus Kovalev. Anytime you have a close fight or a fun fight or the opponent, the B side, does better against the black fighter than expected, see Gervonta Davis, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. It's always the same story where you'll hear masses of people not intelligently break down the fight, but just claim that the black fighter lost and it was a robbery and all that. You know, how is it a robbery if it's a close fight? So these things don't make sense. I'm going to continue to hit the nail on the head. Jermell Charlo has an opportunity. Castano has an opportunity to show who is the better man, who can show the separation, who can make the most adjustments, and I am here for it. Let me know what you guys think. A lot of props are owed to Jermell Charlo because, again, people said he wouldn't take the fight. He would just move on with his career. And funny thing is when you have guys like Jermell Charlo, and a lot of times African-American fighters, the pressure to fight intense fights or rematches to close fights or controversial wins or whatever, more often, if you look at all those examples that I gave, from Ward Kovalev to Wilder Fury 1 was a draw, to Jermell Charlo Castano, to Jermell when he lost to Tony Harrison, to Floyd Maidana, to Floyd Castillo, a lot of those fights, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Hands of Stone Duran, if you look at all those fights, immediate rematches were sought out and or taken, versus Lomachenko. We haven't seen him rematch either one of his losses, and definitely not in his next fight. The Salido fight doesn't even make sense at this point because they fought in like 2013, 2014, but there was never a real push from old media to see Lomachenko go through that again. Same thing with Gennady Golovkin. Hey, no, guys. Hey, Max, yeah. Right? Gennady Golovkin, he has a close fight with Danny Jacobs, and then he can just move on with his career. He has a beatdown by Derevyanchenko, and he never rematches Derevyanchenko and leaves it to Jermell Charlo, the brother of Jermell, to take care of that and beat Derevyanchenko. And a lot of people don't give Jermell credit for that. So on and so forth. You see Jermell is a real one, and he's a warrior, and he's a true competitor. So much respects to him for that. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did in this video. And I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.